We're headed to Half Moon Bay right now because the tide is negative, so hopefully you can find some good stuff to forage.
Right here, what you see are a small section of the mussel beds that are revealed when it's low tide. See these? How many barnacles are on them? So they've been here a good amount of time.
Before we get started, I'm just going to put on a pair of gloves. If you're going to harvest mussels, make sure to get a thick pair because the mussels are pretty sharp and you can get hurt easily if you're not careful. I have a pair like this made of Kevlar, which should do the job for me. Also, before I forget to mention, during parts of the year, mussels are unsafe to eat, so make sure to call your state's biotoxin hotline. I'm going to put the California one in the description box below. But anyway, as you can see, sea mussels come in a pretty large variety of sizes. I'm not sure really what the best way to take mussels are, but we kind of just feel for the ones that aren't too tightly packed, and then we just grab it and twist, and it should look something like this. This is kind of like a medium-sized one.
One more mussel and then we're gonna head out of here just because the tide is rising and the swell was quite large today, so we actually didn't get as deep as we wanted to go. So I'm gonna grab this with my Thanos glove. I'm gonna put it in here, and this is just a simple luggage weight, and the bag is about 1 pound, maybe a little less, but I'll just weigh it along with it. With all the mussels inside. So, see that? It's about 8.1 pounds, and we have 2 people, but even if it was just myself, we're well under the limit of 10 pounds of mussels per day. You can check out that haul we have. It's a little dark, but I would say that's good enough for a really hungry 2-person dinner.
Okay, we're back in the kitchen now and we're gonna make some Mussels Toast. So we have some sourdough bread, a butternut squash, avocado because California, onion, lemon, mayonnaise, Worcestershire sauce, parsley, minced garlic, and an egg, and last but not least, the mussels.
So now we're gonna prepare the mussels, and the first thing we want to do is clean them. And if you've noticed, these mussels are very different from the ones that you find in stores. They have a ton of barnacles on them, and they're not clean whatsoever. And these little strings, they're known as the beard of the mussel, and what they are for is that they kind of attach to other mussels, attach to the rocks, so that the mussels actually have kind of like a point to hang off with and to form a bed together. So the first thing we're going to do, like I mentioned, is clean out any dead mussels, and we'll just put the good alive ones here. I just put in a little bit of water in here. I'm not going to be fully submerging the mussels. I'm kind of just going to be like quasi-steaming, boiling them. So here are prepared mussels. Like I mentioned, we just kept the beard on, and we're just going to take it off later, but we kind of scrubbed them as much as we could. And we're just gonna dump it in. I put in just enough salt. They say to match the salinity of the ocean. That's kind of just preference thing, but I do put in quite a bit of salt. Just so that you do get a little bit of flavor when the mussels open up. After I put in the rest of these mussels, I will sprinkle on some parsley flakes, and when the water goes down a little bit, I'll top it off with some butter at the very end. So the mussels all cooked, everything opened. As you can see, the beard is still attached. I'll just show you quickly how to remove it. You open it. Well, surprise, this one was already removed. So this one's already clean, but all you have to do is detach the mussel from the shell, and it's kind of all ready to eat. Just remove a little bit of bits that you see. Let's look for one that does have it. So this one does have the beard still attached. So I'll just remove it from that little mussel right there. And then you can see the beard is kind of like embedded in the mussel, and it's attached to a bunch of little tiny fibers. And you kind of just rip it out, honestly.
After we finish preparing the mussels, we're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees to cook the butternut squash, and we're just going to cut them up into about 1/4 inch size pieces, and then we're going to place them on a tray. We're going to season it with pepper, salt, and olive oil. We're going to stick it in the oven for 15 to 18 minutes, basically until it's softened. In the meantime, we're going to cut up the onion. We're going to add the onions to a sauté pan and cook until about golden brown, and then add in the butternut squash. Reseason with salt and pepper and cook for another few minutes. We're going to make the aioli and measure out a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of minced garlic, a couple drops of Worcestershire sauce, a splash of lemon, add pepper and parsley to taste, and mix it all up. We're going to cut up the sourdough bread on a diagonal to make sure there's enough surface area to put on all the ingredients, and we're probably going to cut them to about 1 inch thick. We're going to place them on a pan and add fat to cook. So we use duck fat here, but you can use butter or bacon fat, whatever you prefer. Place in the oven for 5 to 7 minutes or until crispy at 350 degrees. We're going to cut up the avocado into slices. And then once the bread's out of the oven, we're going to assemble the Mussels Toast. First, we're going to add the aioli and then the avocado. Next would be the butternut squash and onion mixture, and finally the mussels. And you should end up with something that looks like this. Alright. This looks extremely messy.
Smells good. Oh! Drop everything. That's really good.
Really good. The butternut squash really plays under the sweetness of the mussels. And the aioli, the lemon, it's really good with seafood.
Tastes a little bit of the duck fat on the bread too.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh my god. Very messy eaters. Good though, right?
It's really good. If you want to make this, we'll probably put the recipe in the description box below, and good luck making it.